Not the idea of layers. You look at your skin, it doesn't look like there's layers, but there are, and there are lots of layers. Contrary to its appearance as a homogeneous, uniform system, the skin is multi-layered, just like a layer cake. It's got 10, 20, 30, all kinds of layers. I don't even know how many layers, probably 30 or 40 different layers. 3 main layers, although there's dozens of actual layers. 3 main layers, 3 main sections. We've talked a lot about this, but it bears repeating. There's the hard surface layer, similar to fingernail-like material. That's called the stratum corneum. That means hard layer. I like to think of it as a hard shell candy coating that gives the softer stuff, the more sensitive and delicate stuff underneath, protection. This layer is also waterproofing. It waterproofs from 2 directions. It waterproofs from the outside. In other words, it keeps the water from the outside from getting in. That's why you don't dissolve into a puddle every time it rains. And it also waterproofs from the inside out. It keeps the skin from drying out. We were born in the water from an evolutionary standpoint. We grew up in the ocean. When we came out of the ocean, when terrestrial life left the ocean, it had to form a barrier so it wouldn't dry out. And that barrier is the stratum corneum, and all terrestrial animals have one. So the stratum corneum keeps water out, and it keeps water in. Defects in the stratum corneum barrier are considered to be one of the major, if not the major, causes of dry skin. I won't say the major cause of dry skin, but it's certainly one of the causes of dry skin. And on top of that, when the skin is dry, it's more likely to get irritated. This is why under dry conditions, you're more likely to have eczema and dermatitis. This is why Vaseline and moisturizing creams can sometimes relieve the discomfort of eczema or the discomfort of itching and rashes. Because by sealing water in, by keeping water in, you reduce irritation. When the skin is dry, it's more likely to be irritated. When the skin is dry, the threshold for rosacea and eczema and psoriasis is lowered. So keeping the barrier intact is very important. Now, in the long run, moisturizing creams and Vaseline aren't going to do you much good. In fact, they're going to be counterproductive because they're going to suppress the growth of an effective barrier. But in the short run, you may get some benefits. Vaseline and other waxy, oily substances that are supposed to duplicate or imitate the effects of the stratum corneum barrier can have a temporary positive effect. Vaseline is really interesting stuff, by the way. Vaseline is technically called petrolatum, not petroleum, but petrolatum, or petroleum jelly, some people will call it. It's an extract, or it's a fraction of oil refining. It comes from oil refineries. It was invented in the late 19th century, way before we knew anything about the skin and the substructures and the layers and the cells and all the things that go into keeping skin healthy. Vaseline was invented in 1880. If your doctor's still recommending a remedy from 1880, and many doctors use Vaseline as a remedy, what the heck does that tell you about your medical professional? He's using a century-old remedy. That's the best you can come up with? Vaseline? Vaseline was invented way before we knew anything about the skin, and way before we knew anything about vitamins, and way before we knew anything about nutrients and their importance for the health of the body in general and the health of the skin specifically. Talk a little bit about Vaseline. It's got an interesting story, a little interesting history to Vaseline. We'll talk about that tomorrow. On the bright side, we'll also talk a little bit more about vitamin C, and I also want to talk about the oldest skin mineral, or topical skin mineral, I should say. One that's been used since the days of ancient Rome. We'll continue that as we continue our discussion about skin health on the bright side. We're coming back with your phone calls. Don't go away. All right, we are back on the bright side. I am Pharmacist Ben, talking skin health. We'll be talking about skin health for a little bit now in honor of my new Truth Treatment products, www.truthtreatments.com. If you're interested in purchasing my retinol gel or omega-6 healing cream, they're all up at truthtreatments.com. You can also purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised on the program from brightsideben.com, criticalhealthnews.com, or also pharmacistben.com, and you can sign up to join the Brightside Ben team directly off the websites as well. All right, tomorrow we'll continue talking about Vaseline, how it works, the history of Vaseline, why it's counterproductive, and then talk a little bit more about vitamin C, vitamin A, and then we'll get into some the most important of all the skin minerals. There's lots of minerals that are helpful for the skin. Selenium certainly has some advantages for the skin. You can use magnesium, transdermal magnesium. Some folks believe in topical magnesium for transdermal or internal benefits. And then we'll talk about this other really super-duper important skin mineral. We'll continue that next few days as we talk skin health and skin nutrition on the bright side. Okay, 844-236-6010 is our number. Time to hit the phones. Let's go to Daniel in Texas. Good morning. What's up, buddy?
Hello, Ben. Thank you. I'm pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for calling. How can we help you?
Well, I have, over a long period of time, discovered many different advertisements for multivitamin.
Okay.
Would you have something that you would recommend, or something that I notice you have several websites that you have, but I'm not sure which one I would recommend that.
Yeah,
that you could recommend for multivitamin?
Well, there's lots of good ones out there, and ultimately you're going to have to determine for yourself what works, what doesn't work. Personally, I'm always looking for liquid multiple vitamins. Liquids go right to work. They bypass digestive health issues. You can adjust the dose a little bit more accurately with a liquid, or with a powder, I should say, that you turn into a liquid. You can sip on it all day long and duplicate an IV drip like you would in a hospital. So I'm always looking for powder multiple vitamins. My favorite is the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. It's not a complete multiple vitamin in the sense that you're going to need a more complete multiple vitamin with your Beyond Tangy Tangerine, but it'll help kind of top off your tank, as they say, in the middle of the day. There's another.
Beyond what now, sir?
It's called Beyond Tangy Tangerine. You can find out all about it at brightsideben.com. I also like one called All One, and there's different varieties of All One. You can find out about that one on the internet. And that's pretty much my two favorites for multiple vitamins, powdered multiple vitamins. The problem with your pills, your multiple vitamin pills, is if they come in a tablet form, you don't necessarily know that the tablet's going to dissolve appropriately, and then you're going to get access to those nutrients. Remember, it's not just what you take, it's what you absorb. And sometimes with tablets, they don't get broken down, and they don't get absorbed as effectively. So I tend to go for powders that you can turn into a liquid and drink. The second best multiple vitamin is going to be a capsule. So if you can find a capsule multiple vitamin, that's the way to go. But keep in mind, this is very important when it comes to multiple vitamins. They're the minimum wage. They're not going to get you everything that you need, because you can't fit everything you need in a pill. This is another advantage to powders, is you can get bigger doses with powders and then liquids. But generally speaking, a multiple vitamin is only going to provide you with the minimum wage, the bare bones basic. So, everybody needs a minimum wage. You need to have at least $10 an hour or $11 an hour, whatever the minimum wage is. But that doesn't mean you're going to get rich on the minimum wage, or you're going to thrive on the minimum wage. Likewise with a multiple vitamin, you need the bare bones basic, but it doesn't mean you're going to be able to thrive and access all of your body's wonderful healing, regenerating, and building and growth and repair systems by just using a multiple vitamin. That doesn't marginalize or diminish the importance of a multiple vitamin. It just says that you need more than a multiple vitamin. A multiple vitamin is the bare minimum.
Could I then inquire of you this minimum wage, several different kinds of what I guess you'd call core supplements that I could also take that would be good for me?
Healthy Start Pack. That's the one I recommend. Go to brightsideben.com, criticalhealthnews.com, or pharmacistben.com. Look for the Healthy Start Pack, and you can order it directly from the website. You can also call 866-735-2470. 866-735-2470. Tell them you talked to me on the radio, and I recommended the Healthy Start Pack. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much for your call, Daniel. Anything else you want to?
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, good deal. Have a beautiful day, buddy. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it. All right, Angel in Ohio, welcome to the bright side. What's going on?
Yes, I'd like to talk to you. I'm afraid, and I want you to soothe me a little. I'm afraid of vitamin K.
Why?
I heard that vitamin K can cause blood clots.
Oh, really? Who told you that?
Yes,
Where'd you hear that?
I don't know where I heard it, but I heard it, and I was thinking that I don't want to accidentally
vitamins. Well, okay, let me soothe you a little bit. Okay, vitamins don't cause blood clots.
What, thickens your blood or something? No,
vitamins are essential nutrients. They're like air. Air is an essential substance, meaning that if you don't have air, you die. The word essential, 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 means something. It means specifically without it, you're dead. Vitamins and minerals, certain minerals, and also essential fatty acids are said to be essential, meaning without them, you're dead. So without vitamin K, Angel, you're dead. Just like a doorknob, dead. Kaput.
Can you
No more.
OD?
No, let me
You
finish.
OD
Let me
on
finish.
vitamins?
Let me finish, sweetheart. Let me just finish, okay? So vitamins are essential. You absolutely need them. But here's the rub with vitamins. You're always going to have a little bit of vitamins, especially vitamin K, because they're made by bacteria in the gut. So you're always going to have a little bit of vitamins floating around. So nobody's going to die of vitamin deficiency because there's always going to be a little bit. But what's going to happen is you're not going to be optimally healthy. You're going to leave health on the table without adding vitamins either through food or through nutritional supplements. So vitamins are essential. Without them, you're dead. For the most part, we don't recognize this because there's always a little bit of vitamins around, but we're leaving health on the table by not exploiting or leveraging their power with supplements and with foods. So that's first things first. Secondly, vitamin K, the K in vitamin K stands for coagulation. It's German. So coagulation in English starts with a C, but coagulation in German starts with a K, vitamin coagulation. It helps clot the blood. It's involved in blood clotting.
Yeah.
But the body's not stupid. Doctors are stupid. People can be stupid. Lots of things are stupid, but not the body. You know what I'm saying here? God is not stupid, and God made the body. So there are fail-safe mechanisms to keep clotting from happening inappropriately by just taking a vitamin. You understand what I'm saying? There's safety valves in place. The body will not just use the vitamin. Drugs, the body can't. There's no safety valves for drugs. So if you take a drug, you can go into all kinds of side effects because there's no safety valves. With foods and vitamins, there are safety valves. There are ways that the body will protect itself. So you can take all the vitamin K you want, and the likelihood of blood clotting or excessive blood clotting is very slim. Now, I'm saying the likelihood is very slim because theoretically you could swallow 10 bottles of vitamin K and probably run into an issue. But if you take vitamin K normally, 1,000 micrograms a day, 500 micrograms a day, I take 5,000 micrograms a day. If you take it normally, you're not going to run into any problems. That having been said, vitamin K needs to be taken with vitamin D, with vitamin E, with vitamin A, and all of the essential nutrients. So when you're taking your vitamin K, make sure you're using your Healthy Star Pack.
Another question.
Well, let me finish this. Let me finish this first before I get to another question. Make sure you're taking your vitamin K with a well-rounded nutritional supplement program, and you won't run into any problems. Now, it's true, vitamin K is associated with blood clotting, but because of the safety valves, you don't have to worry about that just by taking vitamin K. Hang tight, Angel. We'll get to you when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this. All right, we're back on The Bright Side. Got a full board of phone calls here. Try to squeeze through everybody. So if you wanted to talk to us today, you're going to have to wait till tomorrow. 844-236-6010. Call back tomorrow. We're talking to Angel in Ohio, vitamin K and blood clots. Angel, are you there, ma'am?
Yes, I wanted to ask you another question about.
Did I take your before you do that? Did I help you out with the vitamin K and blood clots? Not to worry.
Yes, you did. I'm very happy with that. I wanted to ask you. My husband is a very dark African American man, and he does not burn. And I was wondering, does he and my son need to use sunscreen because they don't burn?
No, if you're not burning, you don't have to use a sunscreen, in my humble opinion. Burning is the marker for whether or not you need a sunscreen. Interestingly, melanin, which is the pigment, the dark pigment that goes up when we tan, that increases when we tan, and also that African Americans and other ethnic skin has lots of, is very electromagnetic. In fact, there's lots of melanin inside your body, not just outside your body. You have melanin in your brain.
Really?
Yeah, that's right. Melanin in the brain is important for helping improve conductivity, electrical conductivity, and neural tissue. When the melanin in the brain breaks down, movement disorders can arise. Parkinson's disease is caused by a breakdown in brain melanin, so-called substantia nigra. So melanin is super duper important stuff. On the skin, it will act as a dampening agent. It will suck up electrical energy. It'll suck up solar energy and keep the body from having access to that solar energy. And black skin or African American skin tends to be, or I should say African Americans tend to be deficient in vitamin D for this reason. So if you have dark skin, don't worry about burning. But you should be worrying about vitamin D, and it turns out that African Americans have higher rates of high blood pressure and prostate disease and certain other sorts of cancers that are all related to vitamin D deficiency. So the most important thing for African Americans to understand is you got to make sure you're getting your vitamin D. Don't worry about the sunscreen. Don't worry about the sunblock unless you're going to burn. But do make sure that you're getting enough vitamin D from supplements, organ